All right, guys, we're saying goodbye to the Ram truck tonight. It's a sad day, but she's got to go with the Jeep SRT. It is time. So with that being said, we'll take a last visit of this Ram truck. The Ram truck has been really good. 80,300 miles on it. There's been some issues with it that have been replaced, but I mean, this is definitely the best vehicle I've ever owned, hands down. Everything about it is just perfection, from the ride to the power to the towing ability, you know, to the looks. This is the best looking Ram truck on the road that I've seen besides a TRX. So it's sad to see it go, but you know what? I'm young. I have 3 SRT vehicles, which I love a lot, and this just didn't give me the fizz that I was looking for, you know, a vehicle that I'm making a payment on, and I can't afford a TRX, and I don't want to afford a TRX. I can't afford a TRX, but I don't want to pay for a TRX, so I bought that pristine Jeep SRT, and I figured it was time. But it's sad to see an old friend go, you know, over 3 years of ownership, but it's time to let it go. All right, guys, so by now you figured out that I got rid of my Ram 1500. So I want to go over my final thoughts on it and explain to you why I got rid of it and the choices that I made. So essentially, if you've been watching the channel, or if not, this is kind of a final review of my Ram 1500. Of course, I'm not in my Ram right now. I'm in my Challenger SRT. So I bought a 2016 Jeep SRT with 4,600 miles on it. And to tell you the truth, it's quite amazing. It was the exact Jeep that I wanted, and I found what I was looking for. So I'm like, well, I have to get rid of a vehicle because I just bought this Challenger. We have a excited motorcyclist up in front of us. So I just bought this Challenger about 6 months ago, so I can't really afford to make payments on 2 vehicles. And not to mention I bought a Volt. So essentially what I needed to do was sell my truck, and it had a little over 80,000 miles on it. And I did that. So I bought this Jeep, and I needed to essentially sell my my Ram truck. Anyway, point being, I had it for exactly 3 years. I bought it on August 21st of 2021, and I sold it on August 21st of 2024. So I had it for exactly 3 years. And over the course of the 3 years, I had some minor warranty work done on it, and it was generally a great vehicle. I had to put a Gibson exhaust on it, had the windows tinted, got a cold air intake. It already came with the fuel rims, but I did have to get BF Goodrich TAKO2 tires for it, so I modded the truck out. It was a great truck. It had the e-torque on it. It was just genuinely a very, very nice truck. And I thought, you know what? This is the longest I've ever kept a vehicle. I'm on 12 vehicles of my own that I purchased, so I thought, you know what? I am going to get rid of this truck. But it brought me 3 years of greatness, and to me, it was the best vehicle I ever bought, I've ever owned. The quality of the interior, even though it was a Laramie, it was a loaded Laramie with every single option that you could get on a Laramie, and including the off-road group, 360 camera, adaptive cruise, lane sensing, you know, everything. So essentially, it was great. The interior was great. The ride was awesome, even with the little leveling kit that I did on the air suspension. Everything was great about it. But at the end of the day, I made my decision because I wanted something more engaging to drive. And I thought, you know what, if I'm making already a $640 a month payment on my vehicle, I may as well continue to make a payment on a vehicle and have something engaging to drive, and something that I can keep longer than 3 years, and maybe have a collectible, because I like to collect SRT vehicles. And I found what I was looking for with a 4,600 mile example of a Jeep SRT Night Edition. So was I upset that I got rid of my truck? Yes, it felt like I was getting rid of an old friend, but at the end of the day, I was happy I got rid of it for the money that it did. I sold it for $30,000 with 80,000 miles on it. I was happy. I walked away with a hair under $12,000 after the payoff, and part of that money I'll use to refinance a Jeep. So I'm a happy man at the end of the day. Minor warranty work. I know I had a few recalls done. Warranty work done on the infotainment system. I had to have work done on that. The whole front axle had to be replaced, covered under warranty. That was like a $3,000 or $4,000 job. I had to replace the CV axle on the rear, I believe. That was covered under warranty. The exhaust manifolds, those were replaced twice, covered under warranty. And the rear glass was covered under a recall. So just some warranty work that needed to be done. And I expect that was kind of common with the first year of the redesign of the 5th generation Ram 1500. So I got that stuff done, and honestly, I had an extended warranty through 2025 on the vehicle, August of 2025, so another year. My original plan was to hold on to the vehicle until I bought a TRX, but I could afford a TRX, but I didn't want to make that payment on it per month. That was a lot of money, even for a $65,000 TRX with just the minimum features of what I needed. It was still $800, and that's just too much for me. Honestly, that's way over what I want to spend per month. So, and also, mind you, I couldn't get the mileage of truck I wanted. If I wanted to get a truck 30,000 miles or 35,000 miles instead of 40 to 50,000 miles, I was looking at $70,000 to $75,000. And in no right mind could I ever buy a vehicle that much, especially at my age, or just how I was raised. I don't know. I just bought the most expensive vehicle I've ever bought, and it was $50,000, and that's the average price of a new car now. So I don't know how people are doing it. I truly don't. So at the end of the day, yes, there were some negatives about it. Also, the air suspension. Oh my gosh, it was a love-hate relationship. And talking to the dealership, talking to the salesman, the air suspension again. Anytime you brought it in for warranty work, the mechanics, it would work fine, and they couldn't replicate what was happening. So quite common when I was towing a larger trailer or a larger load, when I would put it into entry-exit mode with the trailer on, the vehicle would go at a rake, a pretty steep rake, so the back end of the truck would stick up in off-road 1 mode, and the front of it would be in exit mode, and there was no way to fix that. And quite common, I remember one time when it was the dead part of winter, mid-January, we had a ton of snow. I had to tow my skid steer with a big car hauler, and that's a big heavy load. That's probably 8,000-9,000 pounds, maybe even more. And I was trying to unload the trailer, and it was like 0 degrees outside, maybe below 0, and it just wouldn't come off the hitch because of this issue with the air suspension. And while I do have to say the air suspension is awesome for towing, it levels the truck out, or when you have payload. I had over 2,000 pounds of payload in the truck numerous times for brick and whatever for my golf course, and it would be level. It would ride great. When you're towing with the air suspension, it would tow great, had great feel. But at the end of the day, coming up on 100,000 miles, I thought, you know what, I don't, and most likely anything that was going to happen with the air suspension was going to be out of warranty. So I thought to myself, well, no, I'm not going to keep this truck, and quite frankly, it's not a truck that I wanted to stick $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 in as well. And one of my close friends has a 19 Bighorn, a really beautiful blue truck. It's lifted, it looks really good, with the e-torque system as well, and that truck left his family stranded out in Montana and had to leave it at a Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer out there. And that was about a $6,000 fix because of the e-torque system behind the rear seat. Something with that 48 volt mild hybrid system had to be replaced, a battery pack, I'm not sure, but that was super expensive. So that was always in the back of my mind as well. And I just, yes, if it was my only vehicle, I would feel comfortable sticking my money into that, but I didn't want to stick my money into it because I know there's other options out there for me with a more exciting vehicle to drive. And something special like a Jeep SRT or Durango SRT or a TRX, I would have no qualms sticking that much money into a vehicle like that. But for a, you know, regular truck that, yes, well, it looked good, my mods were really good, but at the end of the day, I could go out and buy one just like it and mod it the way I just had it. You know, it's not a special edition. I thought to myself, well, no, wait, I don't want to stick that kind of money into this truck. So, well, that was probably a long ways down the road. I thought the time was now, and I was searching for Jeeps and blah, 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 and then this one came up on Bring a Trailer, and I couldn't be happier bidding on it and purchasing it because of the mileage. That was the lowest Jeep SRT for sale in America at the time, and I just checked, it still is. It's probably the lowest mileage SRT Night Edition left in the world, actually. So I'm going to basically keep it stock besides maybe a partial exhaust and an intake, and I just feel so much happier now buying that. And even though it's not a truck, I lose the versatility for my business. I can still tow up to 7,200 pounds, and the only time I ever reached that was once with towing my skid steer, and I don't intend to do that again. As long as I can tow my tractor, my 2000 series New Holland tractor, and my boat, which is my ski boat, my Sport Nautique, which is 4,500 pounds, 5,000 pounds with a trailer, then I am A-okay. I can't complain. So that's, you know, those are some of the reasons why I got rid of the truck and why I made the change so soon. And while, yes, the truck was freaking awesome, I just thought it was time to make a change, and quite frankly, I wanted to make a change. So I was pretty happy that I did, and I'm looking forward to my adventures with the Jeep. But with that being said, at the end of the day, I am pretty, you know, heartbroken that I had to let go of my favorite vehicle I've ever owned, but I'm excited to get ready for adventures with the Jeep. So I am going to be doing more videos here. If you don't know, I own a golf course. I do a lot of stuff with my truck. I mean a ton of stuff with my truck for work, especially in the fall, winter, spring. So I'm curious to see here, you know, as time goes on, how the Jeep is going to replace the truck. I don't know how that's going to be. I'm 27. I've owned a truck since I was 18. So at the end of the day, this is going to be a brand new experience for me. I've never personally owned an SUV. My parents have, my girlfriend has. So it's going to be a little bit of an ego adjustment. And quite frankly, I'm ready for the challenge. I'm ready for the opportunity. So with that being said, guys, I hope to see you in the next episode. Like and subscribe.